CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode.
Okay, you guys drive off into the sewers. The sewers are interesting under this city because who would build sewers big enough for trucks but not big enough for mechs? People who wanted to keep mechs out of the sewers. Fortunately for our mech pilot, their mech is on all fours. Yes. And so it is not impossible to go down the sewers, but you're not going to be jumping around.
Oh wait, my mech is bipedal right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Then you may want to sit on the truck.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna curl up.
Right.
It will fit, or do I have to
If you lay down on the back of the truck, it's not a problem. So you guys come to a large central reservoir where water, good, bad, and other, is flowing down into a large mine. I'm making hand gestures as if you could see me. There's a road that goes to the left and the right of this great cavern. You cannot cross it directly with a truck because there's no road crossing it directly. But if you go to the left, 3 tunnels, you see a glint in the darkness. If you slow down to look, headlights come on. Several vermin, John Gillian, hovercraft in the sewers.
Not great.
You hear a loudspeaker. You the nerds?
I can't shoot Worm a death glare because Worm isn't in the truck / have a body.
I mean, I've got an iPad on the fucking chair, I assume. I want to make it known, nerds was not my word choice.
I have to manually wind the window, you know what I mean? It's not electric. I have to crank the thing to lower it down. It's a very analog truck. And just lean my head out the side of the window. And just at least 2 of them.
Yeah, I think Tansy is just kind of stunned in silence because she's never been called a nerd in her life, and she doesn't understand. Frozen.
Which ones of us are the nerds? Which 2?
Points at you, thumb over the shoulder at Helter.
Us. I was putting it on Tansy. It's fine. I thought I was more of a jock. It's fine.
You see people kind of melt from the shadows. They have big blaster pistols. They're not in mechs, but they kind of peel out of the shadows and they say, "Let's go, pull it to the tunnel." There's sentries looking for us right now, and you could see they're clearly looking itchy.
If I'm driving, I'm happy to follow their instructions. That's what we're here for.
You guys pull into the tunnel and they escort you out of your truck. How are you being transported, Worm?
Worm is currently inside of a USB, a future USB, is that?
Let's call it a thumb drive.
Yeah, a thumb drive. Plugged into...
You're on USB X by now.
Yeah.
FUSB. The F is for future.
USB X. The difference is that when you put it in upside down, it is correct. Yeah, I think I'm inside of a USB X drive plugged into the clipboard so that I simultaneously have a screen that I can access, but also if I need to be unplugged and plugged into another machine, I can be.
It works for me. I'm just curious for logistics' sake. You guys walk up, and you see a tall, handsome, Idris Elba-looking man who comes and stands dramatically in front of his headlights. So you get the size of him before you see his face. And he says, Rat King, which one of you is Worm?
Me. Just like a little chime from the fucking clipboard.
I like hold up the clipboard so that you can like talk to him.
Worm just gives a little wave. Hey there.
Oh,
I promise I'm here in person. This is just what I look like.
I have a 10-ton cannon that a mech hasn't been built for. You get that working, you can have the antenna. I need you to hurry. We just lost them. We have not lost them for long.
You need us to fix a cannon? I mean, shit, that can't be that hard. I should see how bad it is before I speak. Come on, Worm.
So you guys walk past this beautiful crystalline tower laid on its side that has all of these wires that were obviously just ripped out coming out of the bottom. And they take you back to a very big gun. This doesn't shoot things. It creates its own plasma. You can tell that it has been very finely manufactured to hit things very hard from as far away as necessary.
Yeah, I'll like if they're not like gonna stop us, I'll like take Worm over to we're the two who need to look at it probably. So
All right.
I've got really good study, if that helps. But I am not an engineer.
it might help. Despite my character being an engineer, I have like only 1 point in it because I put all my points I could in pilot actions and I ended up with 4. So
Amazing. The space around us, are we still kind of in the sewers? Like, is it low ceilings? Are we like opened up into a cavern? Like,
You are in a sewer, low ceiling. Verbal's truck is at the mouth of the cavern leading out into kind of an open area. If your mech wanted to stand up, there would be a ledge for them to stand on. Most people would think of it as a road, but you would see it as a ledge.
okay. Yeah. I'm going to say for flavor, Tansy is going to be kind of like having the mech suit crouch and kind of like walking around, still trying to get the hang of it as the others are inspecting the gun.
For logistics, there's only so far you can go because you can't really get past the vehicles. They could drive two abreast. If you wanted to get past them, we'd make a roll, and you would figure out if you crushed them or not.
Oh, yeah, no, I will not do that then. So in that case, let's not fuck it up that badly yet. Oh shoot, can we swear on this?
You just did.
We have been.
Okay.
We have been. Oh yeah, baby.
So yeah, I guess then Tansy is not gonna go like too far away from the vehicles. It's just kind of gonna be stationed there, but is kind of looking around the console to just like kind of see, not pushing buttons yet, but just seeing if things are labeled and like the general like layout of where things are.
We're gonna start a clock. We're gonna call it a 6-tick clock. We're gonna see if we could get this thing fixed before the 4-tick clock. The CalazCon Sentinels show up.
Can I ask someone who's either near the gun or King Rat himself, like, you have a manual for this thing?
He laughs a very hearty and handsome laugh. This is a man you would enjoy looking at for a while. You should have brought more nerds.
Under their breath, I think we get verbal like, "Need to do my news."
Yeah, you should show him verbal.
You grabbed gently by the elbow and steered away, Verbal.
Hell yes.
We're going to play a scene as soon as somebody makes a roll on this gun.
me and a Worm are looking at it. We can work together to make a roll.
Like I think like yeah, like we got one hardware, one software. That's all you need to fix something.
If this is the first roll, maybe you roll interface just to figure out what's wrong with it. Because if we have to fill a whole clock, and then like the next roll can be like, okay, let's fix what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Yes, okay, I think I'm going to do a diagnostic, but I think I have, like, an ulterior motive on this one.
Always.
Which is, like, diagnostic printouts tend to have, like, you know, system specs and shit. And I want to see if this diagnostic has anything regarding who this cannon belongs to, or, like, who made it, or what the fuck it is.
I'm sure we could determine that by a roll.
I'll help Worm.
So we have 2 Are we going to take a collateral die by risking powering it up and shooting it backwards at the other vehicles?
No, I think I'm good on that.
Okay.
I know that I've said I want to pull the trigger, but I think maybe not like that. I think that is a phenomenal way to completely destroy everything.
I got to die for you. That's all I could say.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little tempted.
I mean, the good thing is once it like destroys all the vehicles, we get the classic shot of you going, well, it's working.
Isn't the antenna on one of them?
And the antenna is in front of the gun.
It's such a profoundly terrible idea, then.
I guess you're right.
That's why they're called collateral dice.
I mean, yeah, but there's a difference between, like, a risky concept.
No, I'm not saying you should take it, but...
Yeah, and ending the mission here and now.
So, we are in a risky situation, because that's what we rolled. Standard effect. So, you can have 2 ticks on this clock with a success and or 2 consequences. So, we have a 6-tick clock for fixing this gun and a 4-tick clock for them showing up. What could go wrong?
Then I would roll 3d6.
Oh, where'd you get in the third? Oh, the third d6 is coming from your friend who's spending stress to help. That's right, 3d6.
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's a 5.
All right. We're going to tick 2 ticks on that clock. You get in. You start looking at the diagnostics when the countermeasures get you. But you're in. And if you hadn't been looking at the diagnostics, you probably wouldn't have got hit by the countermeasures. You're going to take a level of harm, singed circuits that you could choose to resist. Or, going forward, you will have less effect.
I think I'm going to resist on that one.
Okay.
But no, you know what? Let's roll with it. Fuck it.
Okay. Singed circuits. You got information now. This is a CalazCon cannon. It was at, I want to say, Hall H, and they were allowing fans to interface with it and shoot things very far away on a mountain.
Wait, like a real cannon, not a prop, like.
No, not a prop. Only the best for the fans.
God, that's so dumb. I don't think I could think of a worse idea if I tried.
I can try.
I think Worm's moral hang-ups about this have completely dissipated. Not that she had many. Any curiosity-based hang-ups is gone. She doesn't. It's probably better.
That is your first turn. You took your stress helter, right? It is now your turn.
Did Worm get, like, the diagnostics also, like, what's wrong?
The power core is not connected.
That seems like something I can fix. I think that's probably just, like, me rolling an engineer.
That sounds fantastic. I am non-denominational on what you roll, as long as it makes sense.
I mean, I could roll wreck, but I don't think that would help.
Can't imagine that would help. I mean, if you can make a case.
If you were shooting the gun.
We're trying to do the opposite of wreck.
Percussive maintenance.
I was going to push myself.
I love it. Spit stress.
Yeah. Look, we only have 4 missions. If I trauma out every mission, it's fine. If I scar out every mission.
Let's get those numbers going.
I apologize, Worm. You can also use gear.
I can indeed.
We didn't pick our pilot gear.
We did not. Shall we do that? What's our loadout, folks?
I think we're meeting with criminals. I think we can go heavy and they won't be, like, surprised.
They will not be surprised. So is everybody heavy?
I'm going to go heavy.
All right.
I'm going to go heavy.
Yeah, why not?
Are you heavy verbal?
Well, actually, I was sort of thinking light because we sort of just got told, like, let's go. So
I guess that's fair.
maybe I'll just go medium.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Tansy did not ask questions, so... Although, you know what? I think if Tansy didn't ask questions, she would still go heavy.
Yeah, I mean, Tansy wants to shoot everything.
She hides behind toys, so yeah, she took a heavy load.
So we are still at standard risky.
I'm just looking at the stuff to see if there's anything in here that makes sense. None of my, like, special ones make sense. Okay, yeah, Helter's, like, climbing, I don't know, wherever I need to climb into this thing to...
Into the cannon.
Yeah. Not the, like, front part of the cannon, but, like, You know, like, just like, what if you had to work on a car, but the car was, like, inside 3 other cars, right?
Right. It's like, hey, Worm, just, turn off the ability to fire for a second.
Yeah.
While I'm in here.
Mm-hmm.
Worm is your jack that, like, stops the car from falling on you.
That's 2 dice.
2 dice. And are you going to use any equipment?
I don't think there's anything that's super relevant.
Okay, I love it. Let's go.
I rolled really bad. I got 2 2s.
Oh no.
We are going to tick 2 ticks on the CalazCon arrival clock as Helter activates an alarm transmitter beacon situation.
Do we hear the alarm or no?
There is a soft, menacingly silent, pulsing light in the cavern now.
Okay. Can I do a survey roll?
Can I just unscrew that light bulb?
That would be a resistance roll, wouldn't it?
Well, no, I don't mind if they're still coming in this direction. I just don't want everyone else
Looking at
to
you?
worry about it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sure. That light turns off.
Maybe.
That light turns off.
Actually, maybe I will resist it. I don't know. We haven't... I don't know, but we have... We're so early in the mission.
That's what stress is for.
We are 30 minutes from the end of the mission.
Okay. No, it's only 2 ticks, so I think I'll resist the next one.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
You only need to resist that last tick. You don't need to resist all the ticks.
Well, okay. The next tick is going to happen at their turn, just to give you context.
If there's a flashing light, I'm just kind of looking to see if it has alerted anyone to come into the area.
If you want to look on your radar, there are objects on the edge of the radar. You have incoming. You cannot engage them yet.
I'm going to say on the comms, I'm just going to communicate that to everyone. Don't know what it is,
Shit.
but be ready. I'm trying to like hide the excitement in my voice.
If we like cut to Helter, have you ever seen like those pictures of people like working on server racks where they're just like covered in really heavy wires?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, it's a mess in here, and Helter's not doing a good job of like keeping any of this straight.
Verbal. You get grabbed by the arm. Highway looks you in the face and says, it's been a few years.
Yeah, I didn't make that rendezvous. Sorry about that. It was a good run though, wasn't it?
You didn't go to jail with us either.
I sure didn't.
I always wondered if you were the snitch, but we don't have time for that right now.
I look so offended.
You didn't go to jail.
Being smart doesn't make you a snitch. Hold on. I just smell which way the wind was blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought we could use that money for a more useful return on the investment.
It looks like you're very smart because you backed DFS and I backed the John Villians.
Do you want to come work for us? Do you need a gig?
I need a gig. I need cover if this goes south.
Yeah, I think I can make that happen. You will not believe who's in charge of our squad right now.
Who?
Wit's End.
Oh, shit. He was the narc.
If anyone was a narc.
And you're working with him. How convenient.
I don't know that with is the word I would use. He is there and I'm also there.
So he's getting his hands on his tower? You hear her start cursing under her breath. Like, this whole thing just starts pissing her off.
He is not going to know that antenna is coming in with us. He doesn't know we're here now. You could probably just get into the box standard with me, come back. I am always looking for good drivers, and I know you're the best.
You hear a gravelly voice over both of your shoulders. She's got a job to do. If you extend those graces to more than a few of us, we could make it worth your time.
Who is saying this? Is this?
This is King Rat.
How do y'all feel about a new squad? Like a new, what's the thing called? Cohort.
Yeah, this seems like a terrible idea. I'm in.
Okay, a bunch of criminal cohorts. I'm super down. Sure. Let me take a think. We've got the hiring and appropriation regulations. What's that? SOR T1.2. You would have to bring your own hovercrafts. Does that work for you?
Let's worry about the task at hand first. We're not ready to come in out the cold yet.
Okay. I'm just saying, maybe we can't fix that gun. It comes back with us. I could give you something in return.
You see him raise his chin. You're saying absolutely the wrong thing right now.
Amazing.
That gun stays with us. If you don't get it working, that antenna stays with us. And you hear him put his finger up to his ear, and it looks like CalazCon is in the area. So we're driving away with all of it if that thing don't get fixed. Maybe you should stop talking and go start nerding.
I want to look to highway, and once King Rat has sort of stopped paying attention, I sort of gesture toward.
Oh, he's not going to stop paying attention. She's all smiles.
Okay.
She's like, I don't do. You see it in her face. She don't do the negotiating when he's around.
Amazing. You know what? Let's just get into it. I'm just gonna be like, I just don't know, King Rat. I don't know why you would want what might just be a piece of junk. I'm looking to take 2 things off your hands. That's a win-win for you. Otherwise, you're gonna be carrying this huge, worthless, functionless garbage can back with you. You have tiny little vehicles. I'm saying we take the antenna.
His eyebrows raise. He's like, oh, you're stupider than you look. This thing's worth millions.
Not if it doesn't do anything.
If you can't fix it, somebody else can.
I don't know. We're the best in the biz.
And yet, it's not working.
You're asking us to fix it in a sewer.
Did you want to make a roll? I mean, you deserve to make a roll if you want one.
I'd love to make a sway.
You want to sway him to do what?
To consider the fact that the gun is effectively worthless to him, but that I could give him... What is that called? You know, when you're like, I'm going to give you a little bit of money to take the thing that's junk, and then I'm going to flip it. That's what I'm trying to do.
Like a consolation prize?
I'm going to help you to let you know that would be a desperate move.
Yeah, that's how I get experience. What's your point?
That is how you get experience. So you have desperate but limited effect.
Oh, it's limited to...
Now we're playing tabletop.
Oh, now we're talking.
Do it.
Let me just take a look.
It is such a profoundly bad idea. Let's do this.
So bad. Isn't it such a bad move right off the start?
I'm happy to let you change the offer. But that offer?
Here's a question. What can I do with supply points?
I don't know. What can you do with supply points? He's not going to give you both of these for money right now. Because right now, they both belong to him.
That's true.
And you don't have enough money.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I'm inside of the cannon.
You are inside of the cannon.
If someone just happened to, I don't know, lock it down, making it completely unusable to him, that would, sell this point.
I don't know if it would get you the tower, but it would establish you were the only person who could fix it.
I mean, that's such a good piece of leverage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, the first thing you did was let my 2 best people, walk in there and, start doing whatever they wanted without any supervision.
You want to do a flashback to hey, here's the plan.
I love it. That's a flashback for no stress.
Okay, amazing. So it's us in the truck, driving here.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that they want us to fix, we're stealing. Yes, we're all on board. Steal that, twice the payoff.
Sure.
I knew I liked you.
Okay, great and good. So when some of us go up and start tinkering, lock that cannon down and make sure we are the only people who can do a goddamn thing with it.
Is that the plan, folks?
I think it's really good.
I'm going to say it's a 4-tick clock to lock this down if you don't want it to work right now. So that is easier. Because all you're doing is creating encryption.
Okay.
I will always create opportunities for you to make bad decisions.
And I love to do them, so...
I love a bad plan.
What are you rolling, Verbal?
It still feels like a sway to me. Like I'm trying to persuade with guile, wit, and charm.
Okay, you want to sway him? You got 1 die of sway?
Yeah, 1.
I assume you're pushing yourself?
Well, am I? Or do we believe in the dice? Hang on.
You mean believe in the die?
I just realized something. I may not need to roll to lock this down. One of my items is a self-destruct program. I don't need to lock it down, I just need to threaten to blow it the fuck up.
And then there's that.
Would that count as an assist if I'm pulling up the clipboard and I'm just would you be okay spending the stress, Ruby?
Absolutely. I love spending stress. It's my second favorite thing to do.
Okay.
Second only to taking consequences.
I'm going to pull up the thing and I'm and so Worm, how is that self-destruct installation going?
I think she's holding a comical big red button. Excellent.
Yes. The Acme detonator.
Already done. Now, while technically it won't blow itself up because this thing has like actually got decent safety, I can melt it into slag.
Oh, slag. Is slag worth anything to you?
Make me a roll.
Okay, so I'm going to push myself for 2 stress.
Okay.
I'm going to use that for an extra die, and I'm going to use Worm's Assist to give me increased effect, so it's now Desperate Standard.
You can have a collateral die.
Oh yeah, what is it?
Highway will no longer be on your side.
Fuck yeah, eat shit, Highway.
That's fair.
Is that regardless?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
if you want this die.
Okay, yes. So I'm rolling 3 dice for
God, the speed with which you just said, yeah.
the speed in which I went from, hey, do you need a new cohort, to, do we want to have the people hate us? Okay, 3d6. we got a mixed success, but I'll take some XP on that.
All right. It seems that you've outmaneuvered me. He shrugs, he walks away, he touches his ear, and he says, all right, folks, drop the cannon. We're getting out of here. And all of the hovercrafts start up.
Huh. Seemed a little easy.
Yeah, but we don't have the aerial, right? That's what he's saying.
You don't have the antenna, the aerial, as you would say, above borders and across seas.
Sorry, the antenna.
It just took me a minute to translate.
So we need that antenna, yeah?
We want the antenna.
Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing. I don't think Tansy has been paying attention to what's going on. She's still like she kind of like when
I'm so glad you're our security detail. Wow.
When the alarm went off, she was looking around, but like nothing was happening, and she's just kind of been like looking at the radar. It's just like, yeah, they're getting closer, but like she has not been paying attention to like what y'all have been doing or saying to each other. So she's still kind of like, I wonder what this button does, and she's currently staring at the button that says that it's like a circle and it has like a paw print on it.
Could I over comms be like, Tansy, lock down the antenna?
The antenna, it's right over there.
Yeah, make sure no one else takes it.
Oh, right.
You see that hovercraft turn on, lift up off the ground, and it's going to start drifting away, along with all the other hovercrafts. Can you go ahead and just make me a prowess roll for fun for Helter?
Okay.
This cannon is going to start rolling. I just want you to, like, not get hurt.
Yeah, see how I'm doing in there?
Yeah.
Good. I rolled a 6.
Yay! You duck, and you are not part of... You're a little dizzy, but you're fine. I'm ticking their coming clock. They are almost within shooting range, and now is the time to leave if you don't want to engage in combat. The gun is now on the ground. The rearmost hovercraft, let's say there are 3, have taken off. King Rat is standing on the top of his hovercraft, looking at you guys, rubbing his chin, realizing you are a force to be reckoned with on another day.
But he has that antenna, though.
Did they hook up to the antenna and they're like dragging it away with their hovercrafts, or?
You're gonna have an opportunity to grab the antenna. I'm just kind of staging the scene. How are you gonna grab that antenna? Or are you gonna start pushing buttons? Let me know how this works.
I think Tansy she's been staring at this paw print button. She's thinking like, maybe it's claws that come out. But she's like, doesn't want to mess it up. So she's going to go with like what she already knows about this vehicle, which is that it has arms. And she's got the controls to it. So she's can I roll a manipulate to try and like just grab the antenna?
Manipulate sounds very appropriate. I'm going to say limited effect.
Okay. But
this is a controlled thing.
Okay.
Because you're essentially crouched down. What's going to happen if you fail is you're going to be stuck with the enemy at your back.
You got a crit.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Tansy. So Tansy nimbly grabs that antenna without injuring it at all and puts it under her arm and turns around and starts walking away.
But before she does the finger guns and the whoop whoop.
So does the mech do the finger guns?
Yes, the mech, just the finger guns. Was like kind of under her arm. Yeah, so she's got the use of both hands. Yeah.
And you guys see as he's driving off, King Rat's brow furrows. He's really pissed now.
Okay, we have both things. We need to get out of here ASAP. Can we get at least one of these on the back of the truck, probably the cannon, and let's peel out as fast as we fucking can.
Who is strong enough to move that cannon?
Do you want to drop the antenna on the back of the truck and you carry the cannon like a minigun?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say doing that maneuver means the CalazCon forces will arrive.
I have an idea to like slow them down, if that would be helpful.
Okay, great. So we are now at 3 ticks of that clock. What's your plan to slow them down?
Yeah, I have a move. My spark move is spend spark to push yourself in combat or to manifest the traits of an object that you can touch.
Uh-huh.
And you said this gun, like, produces its own plasma, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What if I just, like...
Atlas, yes.
Can I just, like, touch this thing and, like, fire plasma in the direction to, like, melt some of the, like, structure of the... I want to cause, like, a cave-in or, like a plasma spill or something that they, like, can't get over or past.
That's very annoying, and I hate it. I'm going to say you cannot shoot it.
I can, like, spill it all over the floor.
You can absolutely turn the floor to lava, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, please.
This is the best move ever made.
Yeah, this is rules. This is so good. I love our team.
You got the antenna on the back of the truck. I'm doing the marching order. You have the cavern, where CalazCon is coming from. You have the truck with the antenna on the back. You have Tantivy and a mech. And then you have a bunch of people standing around a giant cannon. The alternative to going the other way is to follow Rat King.
So we're in like a tunnel. We're not in like a 3-way connection.
Right. You can turn around and leave right now with the antenna and not interact with the CalazCon forces.
But if we want the cannon also.
We want the cannon.
Well, we want
Yeah.
the cannon.
Oh yeah, no, we're R&D. We're here for the fucking cannon.
They said it was a gun. Like, I don't know.
You do have a big gun.
The problem is that it's not fixed.
It is not fixed.
I just want to check, though, like, is Atlas doing this melting maneuver, and would that tick down the CalazCon arrival clock?
It should probably tick it up, because you're putting something in their way. And they know you're there. There's a beacon going off.
Right, but putting something in their way would slow them down, so it wouldn't tick the clock up.
And then you could go toward Rat King.
Oh, are they behind us? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a rock and a hard place. Like, we're in the hallway.
We're in the middle of the two options.
Yeah, behind us is CalazCon. We're in the middle, and then Rat King is ahead of us.
I do just want to remind everyone my truck is a siege breaker. So if you want to just drive through some people, that's the one thing it's really good for.
I love that.
I think we should do that. So the problem, so if we are going to just allow the enemies to arrive, can we put both the cannon and the thing on the back of the truck?
Yes.
Okay. So can we just try to drive through them and while I sit on the back of the truck and try to spew whatever behind us, right?
Yes.
Leave an oil slick of plasma.
While Worm tries to turn off the beacon. Yes.
Yeah, I guess we need that off before we get back to our HQ's hidden, but we still probably want to turn it off.
Your secret base?
Our secret base.
Yeah, we don't really want a tracking beacon in there.
So we understand. The CalazCon will be here, but we will get both the cannon and the antenna.
Correct, and they will start shooting at you.
And then I will drive my truck through them.
You will drive your truck. You will try to go through some. They have places they can fly.
Okay.
Once you get out into that big cavern, you'll be trying to get to your tunnel, or maybe not. Maybe you just go to a tunnel that is not the one the Rat King is down, right? Well, there's 6, but you do that while Worm tries to turn off the beacon. Okay.
Which I probably should have done earlier.
Well,
if you wanted to flashback.
Yeah, if you wanted to flashback. I'm happy to give you a turn or two.
And Tansy and Helter are covering our escape.
Yes.
Okay.
God, this is so funny.
This is why we never leave our base.
Does this sound like the plan that we're all on board for? Just to be clear, before we agree that CalazCon.
Yes.
Okay, great. I love it.
I don't think I've ever had a plan simultaneously work this well and also go this off the rails before. It's kind of impressive. Normally it's like, it kind of works, or it works fine. We came back with double what we intended to do, and also now we're about to, like, blow up. Things are about to explode.
And the contempt of everyone involved.
So, Worm,
Monolith is my mom, man.
you wanted to do a flashback roll.
I mean, do I need this to be a flashback, or could I just turn it off now?
It's a 4-tick clock to turn it off, sure.
Let's flashback that.
Helter, unscrewing the light bulb, did 1 tick of that.
So we just need one great success.
You need 1 great success. Okay. And you are in a great position, because you read the plans.
I think...
Go ahead.
So here's the thing, right? I was reading my moves, and it does say interface isn't used for everything, because that's not interesting. I use pilot actions in the AR.
Uh-huh.
For the sake of fairness, is this a prowl?
Oh, you're sneaking through the countermeasures?
I'm easy.
Yeah, because it's both a prowl in that I'm using it to hide us from detection, and also, I'd much prefer it to be an interface, but...
Yeah, let's make an interface, because you're not hiding, you're trying to stop this thing from doing what it's doing. They will still be able to see you.
As much as I want to avoid rolling interface with every move, I do think this one makes sense, mostly as interface.
I agree with the last 2. So Let's go ahead and spend 1. Did you want 2 rolls or 1 roll?
Let's make it 1. Let's roll those dice.
Okay, so 1 stress.
That's a 5.
That's a 5, okay.
I should have pushed in retrospect, but it's fine.
So a 5 is going to get us... we're going to get 3 ticks. I'm sorry. You had singe circuits, so you have less effect. So
shit.
2 ticks and 1 consequence. I think you're going to take a harm called decrypted.
Ooh. Eesh.
You could burn stress and resist that.
Actually, see, that's a pretty rough harm. Let's resist it.
Let's resist it.
You could also use your spark. Isn't that your spark move?
Yeah, I was debating doing between spark or resist, because spark gets me out of jail free card, but I also kind of want to suffer consequences. No, let's just spend the spark. You may spend malware bites. You may spend your spark to resist being digitally harmed.
I love that that is actually called malware bites.
It's really good.
That you are 1 tick away. What are you doing before they arrive, Tansy?
I'm gonna push this button finally. This button with a pause on it. And as I do so, to my surprise, the vehicle shifts into a different form. And what happens is I go from a bipedal vehicle to a quadrupedal. And this form is based off of the DFS Claymore model, which is a dog-like Avi. And this one has got a special kind of shell that's experimental. Well, I don't know any of this, so I guess I don't know if I should be explaining this, but just for the audience, it's like an experimental material, and it looks like crystals. And yeah, so now instead of being standing straight up, I am all fours, and my vehicle actually fits now in the sewers.
Helter, I assume you got lava hands or something? Plasma hands? Okay.
Yeah, I guess I should probably roll something for that.
Why? If it tells you you could do it.
Okay, I guess you're right. So I'm just trying to think of if I should try to turn off do the last roll to turn off the thing before turn off the beacon.
That's an well, Worm did a flashback, so Worm has one more roll. What are you doing, Verbal?
Yeah, so I actually have a piece of gear which is blueprints for a facility. I would love to have the map of the sewer, and maybe we don't need to drive our way through the CalazCon because I know another route, which would give us time to disable that alarm and hopefully lose them in the tunnels.
I love that. So you know 2 ways.
Yeah, so I think this way, instead of having to like turn around and drive through them, what we see is like, the like sun visor that's like at the front of the car, pulls that down, and just like pieces of paper that are like taped together just start like spilling out, and it's like this hand-drawn map of the sewers, and I'm like, okay, like tracing the path really quick, and I'm like, we have another way out, buy us the time, collapse the tunnel behind us, Worm, stop that fucking noise, and we're good.
Okay. So you are in your truck, and you're driving down the tunnel. I love it. Worm. Okay, that last one was your flashback. This is your current move.
I will help Worm.
Yay. Burn that stress.
I'm like there, and I'm like starting to like have plasma sort of like drip off me, and I'm like, if you need me to melt anything.
I think you hear just like Worm's voice from like the tiny targeting screen, like on the side of it, and she just goes like, all right, give me a second. And what I think what I want to do is see if I'm able to like find within the body of this cannon the specific like the siren, and just have Helter melt it.
Okay.
Like I've tried to disable it electronically and realized it's just like physical, or something.
If you just take out that diode, they can't track us. I love it.
Right, exactly.
So you have a controlled, great position, knocked down to standard because you're injured. Do the thing.
Fair enough.
So you got 3 dice.
I'm gonna say study.
Okay. I like it.
You might read technical manuals to find a weak point.
Yep. So you got 2 dice.
Okay, here we go. That's a 4.
You somehow gesture to Helter, and Helter rips off the tracking device.
Oh, I know exactly how I gesture to Helter. I think I just like on the screen, just like Worm is holding up a diagram.
Right.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'm gonna say, you had an opportunity, Helter, to rip off the tracking device and do something with it.
Oh,
but you've destroyed it with your lava hands.
Okay, that's fair. I do have lava hands.
You also had an opportunity to track the trackers, but those damn lava hands.
Lava hands. I don't think Helter is worried too much. I think he's pretty psyched about having lava hands right now. So like, it's more of the fun of melting things than the, oh no, I have lava hands. It's like, hell yeah, I've got lava hands. Never done this before.
Because it was a limited success, I'm gonna say the gun still doesn't work. But in another 2 ticks, the gun would work.
But the tracker is off.
The tracker is off. The truck is driving.
We're R&D. We can leave that to the fucking gun dogs.
Yeah, so Helter is just like has his like has his like legs wrapped around like part of it, like locked into somewhere in the cannon, and is like leaning off the back of the truck, prepared to like just spill plasma as we and is like laughing, is like having a grand time, is like very excited. And it's like kind of like a little melty in the face a little bit, you know?
So at this point, from Tansy's point of view, 3 very spectacular and wonderful looking CalazCon mechs rise up the tunnel and start blasting.
Okay, so I think the split second before this happens, Tansy is still kind of panicking in the cockpit because of the transformation, and she thinks that she's broken it. And so she's sort of like hand wringing and like, oh no, and like realizes that half of the buttons on the console had been like lit up before, and they all are they're not lit up anymore, but the other side is now lit up. And she had figured out like where the guns and stuff were, but like she doesn't know what's happening. And then she looks up and sees these glorious mechs coming towards her, and she just is like transfixed and is like, oh. And then realizes like
you could be one of those.
Yeah, and then realizes like, oh, I have to fight. It's my time to shine. And then so she just smashes some buttons.
Excellent.
Can we call that? I don't know. Should that be battle or destroy?
I think it's battle.
It's battle. Okay.
Yeah. Destroy is for buildings, I want to say. Things that are inert. So if you wanted to destroy this tunnel so that they couldn't follow you, that would
Oh,
be
I
destroy.
see. No, she wants to face off. She wants to duel. She wants to play.
Plus, we've got some plasma stopping them from following us, so...
She also, like, is not... Should I, like, roll this with some kind of disadvantage or something? Because, like I said, she still hasn't figured out, like, what any of these buttons do. So she's literally just smashing them. So do you want me to just, like, roll? Because I have 2 in this category.
I am convinced this is your style.
This is my style. Okay, great. Okay, let's just see what happens. I got a crit last time. Okay.
And it's 6 this time.
You are shooting at them, and they are shooting at you. And you don't win, but what do you hit them with that knocks one into another, leaving the third one standing?
This one has a pretty big cannon on it. So it's like a laser cannon. So I'm just like blasting them repeatedly with like these heavy blasts from this cannon. Which maybe like it knocks one of them in, like the sheer like force of the impact from it or something.
All right.
Yeah.
You shoot the one in the middle and it's like bowling.
Yeah.
But you only get 2 and you leave a spare that will battle you next. And I can't even give you a consequence. I want to give you a consequence, but you got a 6. Moving right along. Can you make me a roll to find your way, Verbal?
Yeah, sure. I have some maneuver. That's one of the ones I have.
I think you're controlled and great, because you got great blueprints for the sewer.
I got these blueprints. Yeah, maybe I'll spend a quirk, because it's good to get to see... You can spend quirks to push vehicle actions, right? That's how it works. So I have a quirk, which is the manualist transmission. If you've ever driven a car and you know it has to be specifically a manual car. I've never driven an automatic vehicle in my life, but if you've ever driven a car and you've like known the gear stick and you know how it does and doesn't slot into gear sometimes, depending on the vehicle you have, if you have a very specific, I always liken it to having a Peugeot as a teenager that didn't have second gear, and I was the only one who knew how to get it from first to third without the car just like stalling out. So it's a lot of like this truck being able to take pretty weird turns by doing some pretty extreme like gear shifting, and we get those good Fast and the Furious gear shots, but it's this huge gear stick, and it's like they're like clunking from third to fourth and like doing these like weird like fourth to second and stuff, and it's like any other vehicle is going to stall out, but this thing is just like such a workhorse, it's probably fine. So I will mark that quirk, the manualist transmission, and then roll 2 dice.
Mixed success. There we go. All right. You come to a fork, and you can tell which way King Rat went. Do you choose to go the opposite direction?
Do my blueprints indicate that taking the opposite fork will get us home safely eventually?
Eventually. Emphasis on eventually. This is not the shortest route.
Okay, I think I'm idling at the fork, and I'm going to call back to Tansy and check in on like what is the status of us being followed.
I just report back that there's one more left in the squad. Do I see anything else on the radar? Like any more incoming?
You do see things on the radar, but they will not be there soon.
Okay. So I relay that information.
Yeah, I think in that case what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slower route that's safer without King Rat. And that will hopefully give Tansy time to take out that last one and catch back up to us, is my intention of taking the slower route. And I'll communicate to her, like, take the right when you reach this particular fork kind of thing.
I'm going to say the consequence is you don't know you're being followed.
Mm-hmm.
Tansy, this guy blasts at you again. What do you do?
Oh, I'm going to try and press another button to, like, hoping to put up a shield of some kind. So that's still battle, right? Or is that maneuver?
It could be maneuver.
I'm shocked it took you this long to get kicked out of a squad.
Right?
Never said how long I was with the other squad.
So we're gonna maneuver.
Okay. All right.
And did you want to push?
Yes, I'm going to push myself. The quirk that I will spend is Clever Prototype.
Do it.
Okay. All right, that's a 5.
That's a 5. All right. You take, I want to say injured paw, but it should be mech oriented. Decreased mobility effect. You move out of the way. There's a bit of a cave in, and so he cannot follow you. But you're limping along.
My shield makes the blast like ricochet back.
Yes.
And cause a cave in. Okay, cool.
You hear blasting at that tunnel wall as you limp up and take the right fork. You guys find yourself back at your hidden base.
Wait, before we pull in, I want to pull off to the side and just siphon out some extra fuel so that we can get a greater increase remittance when we submit our expense report.
Oh my fucking god.
Wait a minute. Are you siphoning it into the cans you left there for just such an occasion?
Yes. Yeah, so I can get it later.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love this squad.
So you could get more mileage on the mission you weren't supposed to be on.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We just have the shot of everyone sitting around for 10 minutes while I'm like, hold on.
There's like an active like cannon on the fucking truck.
It's worth every penny, okay?
Yeah, Helter's back to like trying to fix it. Not like I'm not gonna roll to fix it, but Helter is back to like looking at the cannon and like this is cool.
The cannon is fixed and operational.
Cool.
You know that if you turned it on, if you shot, the truck would go forward very fast and become unstable.
Oh, we could build a rocket truck though.
That is.
We're getting to that part of the game where I'm not talking to y'all anymore.
Boy.
So soon.
Anyway, sorry. Let's arrive back at base.
You guys get back to base, and I need someone to make a prowl roll to see if Wits End notices that you were gone.
I was going to say, I have a great thing for resisting any consequence that will happen as a result of this, so if things go south, don't worry. I've got us.
I have one prowl.
I have survey. Can I do that?
Survey is to look at things.
Can always assist as well. I don't know if
Oh yeah, true. You want to do that together?
Stress.
So a survey and a prowl. So Valmina, spend some stress.
All right, 2d6. That's a 3.
So you pull into the bay, and Wits End is standing there watching you guys roll up. And you see his face go from, these guys are going to get it, to, ooh, toys.
You could say that he was at his wit's end.
You could say that. I resisted the urge earlier to say, who let the dog out?
No, why didn't you?
Damn it. We have so few episodes. We gotta hit it with these puns.
As we like walk past Wits End, can I like put my hand on his shoulder as we're walking past and like melt a handprint into his jacket?
Can I ask what the consequence of the failure is specifically?
We will negotiate that next, but I think the big deal is he wants a cut.
Okay, in that case, as a bureaucrat, my special ability is red tape that can prevent consequences by quoting regulations. So I'm just gonna, like, as he's eyeing this cannon, just bring up the thing. As we all know, independent contract regulation TR23 repealed last year and then was replaced with TR33. And as you see here, if you just want to check that, you as squad leader won't have any access to income as a result of our participation in this mission since you have been here. Let me just check. That's less than 6 months. And you only started last month, so sorry about that. But Wits End, you're not getting any of the money from this. So sorry, Val. And then I'm going to do a resolve roll for that, which is... so that's 3d6 for me. That's my good one.
Did you want to use your fine documents? At this point, it's just fun.
Oh, could it... Is the fine documents, like, the paperwork officially filing this as a, third-party job?
The stuff that Helter signed?
It's the stuff that Helter signed that somehow also makes it so that instead of coming out of Helter's paycheck, it's definitely going to come out of Wit's End's paycheck. Wow. Perfect. I rolled a 5, so I'm only taking 1 stress for
we go.
Getting us through that.
You see his face go red, and he takes that document and he begins to study it to figure out if there's any loophole he could find. You don't hear about this anymore for a while.
Yes,
I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had fun scheming and dreaming it up.
I just have one thing I want to do, which is I want to send a message to Blue saying, like, I'm sorry, but right now I figured out that they're going to cut my project after you left. I just need to be useful to them. The cannon would get me in their good graces. And then I just, like, send the email and fuck off. I just couldn't, like, leave it, you know, at just a betrayal or something.
What is soap for if not to put in someone's wounds, you know?
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by ScienceBird. You can find them on Twitter as @Vetero. That's VETARO. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at CVBlight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find all of their work at devindecibel.com. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.